Ohio State's defense definitely showed up in a 23-3 season-opening victory over Indiana. It was almost a shutout. They were like half a football away from getting a shutout against that goalpost down there. It doinks in instead of doinking out. You wonder, like, oh, is this not their day? But that was it. There was 3 points for the Hoosiers, which is about what I expected them to be able to do with 54 plays, which is all they ran today. Nathan Baird from cleveland.com, along with Stephen Means and Andrew Gillis, we're each going to give you what we thought was the most promising thing we saw from this defense, which is a defense that had to take a step forward from where it was last year. And I'm going to go first because I want to talk about deep safety. I want to talk about Josh Proctor. I want to talk about Malik Hartford. And Josh Proctor is a sixth-year safety, which means that he started in this program when Malik Hartford was in like 7th grade. And both of those guys right now are combining to probably make Ohio State fans feel pretty secure about what can happen at Adjuster this year. Josh Proctor gets the start. That's his 3rd straight opening day start, by the way. He was at free safety, the single high safety in 2021, breaks his leg in the second game. Starts at Bandit last year, plays one play, misses a tackle. They pull him for Lathan Ransom in the story on that. And now, again, starting on opening day today after this 3-way competition with him, Hartford, and Jahad Carter, I thought Josh Proctor played really well today at times. And you saw flashes of the thing that's always been there for him, which is like some potential playmaking ability to play with some real energy and kind of bring some hits. And then Malik Hartford came in and also made some nice plays and a big stop on one series in particular. And that's the future. The true freshman who's able to come in right away and play with that kind of poise and confidence and intelligence. And I think by the end of the season, maybe he's a bigger part of the picture than he was even today. But that position is securing before our eyes, and it was like the last question mark coming into today. Who was going to start there? Turned out to be Proctor. We'll see how that position goes the rest of the year. Steven, what was your most promising takeaway from defense?
I got told by somebody that Malik Hartford is 3 and done. So you take that for what they say. Somebody thinks he's 3 and done. That matters in this conversation. I'm going to stick with the secondary. I like what I saw from the cornerbacks today because it validated everything we've been hearing for 9 months. They're getting their hands on balls. We have a top 3 we really like. Any of them can play. We were trying to figure out how they were going to deploy them. It's 2016 all over again. You play 2, you sit 1. And it's just you rotate Denzel Burke, you rotate Davis Igbinosun, you rotate Jordan Hancock, and they all had good moments. Davis Igbinosun also had some reckless moments today. He almost got kicked out of the game on the second play with a targeting call, and he had a couple pass interferences, and he's one of those corners I was like, who, me? I could never do anything wrong. Which I like that. Jordan Hancock got his hand on some balls. I didn't see all of it that they've been talking about for 2 years, but I saw a little bit of the understanding of what they were missing last year. Those 3 guys stay healthy. Cornerback is in good hands for Ohio State.
Denzel Burke had a nice game today. I thought Denzel Burke, a good start to 2023 after having a rough start to 2022, and one that he could never completely get situated until the end of the season. Andrew, what was your most promising takeaway from this defense?
I'm going to take more of a kind of a helicopter view, is that you did what you were supposed to do against this level of opponent. Indiana was not just they didn't want to throw the ball. They were mortified to throw the ball. I think they had 5 passes at halftime. Like we were kind of remarking up in the press box, they had the ball end of the first half with a chance to do some damage on Ohio State and a chance to make this halftime score look real dangerous for the Buckeyes. And they just kind of kept running dive over and over again. They were terrified to put the ball in the air. And this is the type of performance that you need against a team like that. Last I checked before we had to come down here, they had 2.1 yards a carry. That is what you're supposed to do against this type of offense. Now, I understand you were not really worried about them taking the top off the defense. You were not really worried about getting burned outside the numbers. You were not worried about getting burned really in any way like that. But the defensive line, I thought Ryan Day was right. I thought they were kind of disruptive. I thought they did do some really good things. This is what you are supposed to do against this level of opponent. This is what it's supposed to look like. And I think that that's one of the more promising things for me when I look at this defense because, again, we've talked about this in some of our other videos. You're not going to play this type of offense every week. Even when you play Western Kentucky, you're not going to play this level of offense. Western Kentucky, they can throw the ball a little bit. They've been able to throw the ball for a couple of years now. So, I mean, this is a defense that is going to have to play, better offenses in the next couple of weeks. But it's just the most promising thing I look at is when you play a team, frankly, this bad, this is what it's supposed to look like. You should be holding them out of the end zone. You should be holding them to 3 points, and that's what they did.
Yeah, everything. You're going to read a lot of headlines screaming about how great Ohio State's defense looked today. They did look good, but it has to be in the context of how bad this Indiana offense is. But it's coming. Like you said, Western Kentucky in a couple weeks has a guy that can sling it. Notre Dame has a guy that can sling it, and Sam Hartman. It's coming. Like the bigger challenges are coming. I think right now was this defense probably needed to come out and live up to everything it's been talking about and like take a confident step forward. And now it's a matter of what do you clean up into week 2? What do you clean up, especially into week 3? When the challenge is going to be greater. But it's something to build on for sure. Get the text, 614-350-3315, and listen to Buckeye Talk. We're going to be talking more about what happened today and then looking ahead to Youngstown State in the coming week.